Ninh explains the top 5 nastiest rivalries in all of sports. Everyone has witnessed some heated rivalries in their favourite sports, but there are some that are more than just mutual disdain. In some cases, these particular rivals go out of their way to hurt their opponents in one form or another. Here are the top 5 nastiest rivalries in all the sports. Number 5. Most of the NHL. In a sport where fighting is tolerated and vicious hits encouraged, it's no surprise that many teams have a problem with each other. Whenever a rivalry happens, tensions are high and martial justice is doled out literally every few seconds. So, who hates each other in the NHL? How about Ottawa-Toronto, Toronto-Montreal, Montreal-Boston, New York Rangers and Boston, New York Islanders and Boston, everybody and Boston, Chicago-Detroit, Detroit-Colorado, Washington-Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh-Philadelphia, and most notably, all 32 teams and Gary Bettman. Just turn the TV onto any NHL game and you'll most likely find a team playing someone they absolutely hate. Number 4. The state of origin. It's state versus state and mate versus mate. The state of origin is a series of annual exhibition rugby league games played between players from New South Wales and Queensland in Australia. This results in the unique scenario of teammates of a professional team going up against each other in the state of origin. What's so bad about the state of origin? Well, apart from the 2 areas of Australia vying for rugby supremacy, it's basically a brawl disguised as a rugby game. The whole MO is to basically hurt your opponents as much as possible and pretend that you're actually playing by the rules. Vicious tackles, punches thrown, and pummeling anyone that's wearing a different coloured jersey is basically the bread and butter skill of these games. And this results in, well, it results in something like this. And it's fantastic. Number 3. Galatasaray versus Fenerbahce. What happens when most of Turkey supports one of 2 football teams? And then what happens when both teams are the most successful in the country, mostly winning their titles and cups against their direct rival? You get this fixture. What makes this nasty isn't necessarily the play on the field, but the fans off it. The Turkish people are masters of intimidating opposing players and fans, whether it's through fireworks, fancy displays, chanting mercilessly at opposing players at their hotel rooms, or just trying to murder you in the street. Crowd violence and fans being stabbed or killed for wearing the wrong shirt is quite common, and this has unfortunately resulted in opposing fans not being able to enter their rival stadium. They call Galatasaray Stadium Hell for a reason. Number 2. India versus Pakistan. Cricket is usually seen as a gentleman's game, but not when these two are concerned. It's no secret that India and Pakistan absolutely hate each other, and the political tensions of the 2 countries are certainly well documented. Rather than go at war with each other, again, they fight each other on the cricket pitch instead. There's a political agenda every time these 2 teams meet, and should they experience defeat, the players' lives are at risk from extremists threatening to kill them if they lose. It's gotten so bad that the Indian government has prohibited their own players from going into Pakistan for fear of their cricketers being murdered. Lots of intimidation between players, dirty behaviour, questionable tactics, and plenty of sweet chin music, all to get an edge to win the game. And the pressure to win this particular fixture is biblical. Ticket requests for this fixture far surpass any other, and when they faced each other during the 2011 World Cup in India, a fifth of the world's population tuned to watch. Should they ever meet in an actual World Cup final, I guarantee you that all hell will break loose. Number 1. Boca Juniors versus River Plate. The nastiest rivalry by far is between Argentina's 2 most popular and successful football teams, Boca Juniors and River Plate. They're both based in the same city, and similar to the Galatasaray versus Fenerbahce rivalry, most of the country supports either one or the other. Players fear for their own lives and take their own safety into their own hands, because the fans are complete animals that are seriously out of control. These fans routinely throw flares and objects at opposing players, including sometimes human excrement, and in a couple of famous cases, they use pepper spray and tear gas to try and injure the players as they're walking out onto the field. And that's just the fans, who, by the way, also have a penchant of stabbing each other in the street. I've not even started about the foul play on the field. It's pretty nasty to watch. The fixture is so dangerous for both players and spectators that matches are heavily enforced by police, and in the famous case of the 2018 Copa Libertadores, they had to abandon the match and play it 6,500 miles away in Spain because it became too dangerous to play the game in Argentina. Honourable mention goes to the Red Sox and Yankees rivalry, two cities that generally don't like each other and neither do their baseball teams. Rangers vs Celtic, the Glasgow rivalry that started with a difference of religion and now they hate each other just for fun. And the Ohio State Buckeyes vs Michigan State Wolverines American football rivalry, though it's been pretty one-sided recently. These are what I believe to be the nastiest rivalries in sports. And I could have mentioned more, but what do you think? Do you think that there are any nastier? Have you experienced more hatred than this? Let me know in the comment section below, and remember to like, share and subscribe. Obviously.